Yeah, very tense situation here as the federal agents moved in around noontime, and then the protesters moved in to not let it be so easy as it all went down, yelling at them, trying to make it difficult, trying to block some of the military vehicles going through. Federal agents responding with gas, apparent tear gas. Also, some of the protesters saying they were hit with some paintballs, rubber bullets going through. For their part, some of the video also showed some of the agents also ducking some water bottles and rocks being thrown at them by the protesters. So a very tense situation here as Glass House Farms, the target of this immigration raid, but targeting them, alleging they are housing illegal aliens. That brought the confrontation, and that brought a lot of relatives here from workers inside worried about what's been happening. Listen to their response.
There are hundreds of people who work at this Glass House facility. From what I last heard is that maybe somewhere around like 40 or 50. I did see vans, white vans, exit this morning, and we have seen multiple ICE vans leaving through multiple dirt roads that can be carrying up to more than 50 people at this point. We're all illegals. If they come for one of us, they come for all of us.
But then take your ass on then, please.
You know, and this is, you think about the U.S. stole the land from Mexico.
Bought it. Stop lying. Fucking liberal. We bought it fair and square. If I buy a house from you, you don't own it anymore. It's mine. Get the fuck off my property. You don't get to bring all your family members back over and have barbecues and shit. It's over. It's my house now.
These are human beings, you know. Trump and the regime are going after people with no due process, you know, without the rule of law. They're just kidnapping people, and now they're sending them to foreign countries and concentration camps like Alex.
Because you don't want to fucking go. If we ask you to go and you don't want to leave, and your country refuses to take your illegal immigration ass back, then we have to send you somewhere because you're not going to just stay here. This is the problem when you have open borders. You have millions of people that come, they have anchor babies, and then they will fight you to leave. That's all you're doing. You let people invade. They may not take over cities right away, but you let enough of them come, they outnumber your army. They outnumber your police. Then you got to fight them to get them out. That's the problem with letting millions of people come undocumented, unvetted. Y'all do this shit because y'all think America's weak. Y'all don't do this shit with no other country.
We haven't seen that. We have to that point National Guard troops, dozens of them came in about 2-3 hours ago to reinforce the federal agents here, and I can only assume that they're taking the detainees and Homeland Security, moving them out in a different direction, probably moving them out, I'm thinking, to the north along Laguna Road. If you're familiar with this area here of Las Posas, farmland, sprawling farmland, it's connected by a lot of dirt roads that cut through, and a lot of dust you would see.
That's where liberals have so much time on their hands. They have all day, all night to protest. Unproductive individuals. Y'all have nothing else to fucking do. It's always a jobless liberal that could just sit around all day and harass ICE federal agents all day and all night. When y'all gonna arrest the owners for hiring illegal labor? It's like liberals don't get it. It's like they don't understand their own arguments. Y'all complain about rich people hoarding money. And then what's a bigger way to hoard money than to not hire people from your own country, but to basically exploit cheap slave labor from other countries, illegal labor, and pay them probably $10 an hour when all that money they're hoarding, it could have went towards paying an American $25 an hour. That's how you give back to the community. You create jobs for Americans. People complaining about the economy. Wages, oh, it's so hard and can't afford this, can't afford that. Well, damn, if y'all complain about a living wage, how can they bring up the wages when you support cheap illegal labor? Doesn't make sense. Liberals don't have brains.
A dramatic crash near Camarillo. A federal agent seen dropping flashbangs into a crowd of protesters during a raid of a cannabis field. The confrontation becoming violent in the heat of the day. Demonstrators seen throwing rocks at agents' vehicles, and one unidentified man repeatedly punched and kicked by protesters before leaving the area.
Man, we gotta stop tolerating this shit, man. Y'all would not go to China and pull this. Y'all wouldn't go to the Middle East and pull this. Y'all wouldn't go to Russia and pull this. You don't even have to. They don't even have to use the federal officials. They don't have to use police. The local people wouldn't play that shit. Hold on, you flying a foreign flag? That's your ass. Oh, you burning our flag? That's your ass. Oh, y'all refuse to leave? Y'all still in our jobs? That's y'all's ass. Local people don't play that. But Americans, we're just supposed to let anybody just do whatever they want. Why we gotta keep getting gaslit? Oh, that's stolen land and no one's illegal. Fuck you. Yes, you are. We bought this land fair and square. Now get the fuck out. Follow our rules and our regulations of this country, or you can get the fuck out. Respect my country. Respect our rule of law. You don't like it, go back to your fucking country. It's that simple.
Mark, it certainly is. You can hear some of the protesters here behind me. A handful remain. I'll show you them here on this side of the farm. They are posted on both sides of this massive farm, as are federal agents who remain on the scene. You can see them farther down the road here. Border Patrol says that it served a warrant on the farm today because it's accused of hiring and harboring undocumented workers. Screams and chaos as federal agents throw tear gas and flashbangs into the crowd in a face-off with protesters during an immigration raid at a cannabis farm outside Camarillo.
We were speaking our minds like we can as U.S. citizens. We have tear gas. We have pepper-based pump.
All of a sudden, they started shooting, throwing rubber bullets at us, tear gas, and it's been a few times with us just standing there.
The massive enforcement reportedly involving ICE and the National Guard. The target, Glass House Farms, which bills itself as the largest cannabis growing operation in the world, employing hundreds of people.
They're working jobs that nobody wants to work. The people that voted for this, they wouldn't work in the fields like how field workers are working.
I'm gonna debunk this bullshit right now. It doesn't matter if Americans want the job or not. That has nothing to do with it. It's called a fucking work visa. You get a work visa, you come for a certain amount of time, then you take your ass back when the job's done. You pay taxes. We've done a background check on you. We know who you are. We know you haven't touched any kids. We know you haven't smuggled drugs. We know you don't have AIDS or some type of disease that will, wipe out our nation. We check all of that first. And then you come over, then we know who you work for. We know where you live. We know everything about you. That's how a work visa works. But I'm just giving you that argument. I'm just going to give you, okay, let's just say that there's no American that want to do these jobs. Let's just say that, even though that's bullshit, because we were doing those jobs before illegals came, before we got undercut. But let's just say no American wants to do it anymore. You get a fucking work visa. You follow our laws. It's just that simple. You get a work visa. That's on the employer too. That person, the employer needs to be in jail too. You got the biggest weed farm in the world. I mean, damn, you can't go through the proper protocol and hire people legally. If you just gotta import labor, it's called a work visa. If you can't do that, then you're doing shady business. That's shady fucking business.
I have family, I have friends, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, it's workers.
Shortly after ICE moved in, numerous protesters showed up trying to stop officers from taking busloads of workers away.
Man, why do y'all allow that? Man, they throw a rock, dog. That is attempted. That's something. That's some type of level of assault. That's destruction of federal property. I mean, damn, that's really attempted murder, to be honest, man. You throwing a rock like that at a vehicle, bust through a window, and I mean, there's plenty of cases where people throw rocks through car windows and unalive people. So I'm just saying, this is not acceptable. Like, we allow people to come in and do us like this. We should have, man, any type of anything like this needs to be dealt with on the spot. They're throwing rocks at federal officers trying to handle their business. Why is there nobody else that can take these protesters? Like, that's not peaceful protest. You're throwing rocks at people. You can kill somebody. Shit shouldn't be allowed, man. No real country would allow that.
Some targeting vehicles with rocks and dirt. A violent clash between federal agents and activists drawing a stern reaction from President Trump's border czar.
When you cross a line on impeding us, you're going to be arrested. If you cross a line and put hands on an ICE officer, 0 tolerance, you're going to be arrested. So yell and scream all you want. You're not going to stop ICE from doing our job.
Protesters vowing to continue their efforts to fight for those being detained.
We just take them out. They're literally the Nazis of 2025. This is the United States of America, and we don't have the military come in and just disappear our people.
Now, fucking people, look at their flags, man. They are invaders. They're claiming this country as their own, and it's not. You wouldn't see that shit. They wouldn't pull that shit with Ecuador. They wouldn't pull that shit with Colombia. They wouldn't go to another Spanish country anywhere near theirs and claim it's theirs. They would not fly their flag and say, hey, this is our country, we're not leaving. Why is it that we have the strongest military in the world and we allow people to just come in and do us like that? No, like, there's no way the United States can stand forever, for much longer, as long as we allow shit like this. This shit has to be dealt with. Throwing rocks at federal vehicles, flying their flags, impeding officers, man, this is not acceptable.
People have rights in this country.
Not illegals. Illegals don't. They got a right to take their ass home. You got a right to apply, and we can accept or deny. But you can't just come in and do whatever you want. It's not how it works. Y'all don't do that with no other country.
And tonight we talked to several people who they were waiting to find out what had happened to their parents, 2 young girls we saw in tears, desperate to try to track down their mother. They said they hadn't heard from her yet and they don't know where she was going to go or what may happen to her.
I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for this family separation shit. Who told you to come bring your family over here and set up shop? I would not go to Russia and have a baby. I would not go to Russia illegally, have kids, and just set up shop like, oh, it's a nice place. I'm just going to kick my feet up and make this my home. Then when Russia deports my ass, I go, oh, damn. How are you going to separate my family? Motherfucker, who told you to come over here? Who gave you permission in the first fucking place is the question. Who gave you permission to come? So that's why I don't feel bad when you get deported. You didn't get permission. You didn't file the proper paperwork. This country is not free for all. Fuck.